Critical vendors, we've all got them, but have you ever stopped to wonder just how many is too many? This is a common question we get from our customers. However, it's important that we first understand what a critical vendor actually is. Many people tend to categorize vendors into three groups: insignificant, significant, and critical. There's no universal definition for what makes a vendor critical. But don't worry, there are a few factors that you can use to determine if a vendor is critical for your organization. First, how much sensitive data is the vendor responsible for? Think passwords, account numbers, embarrassing high school yearbook photos. Okay, maybe not the last one. But if the vendor manages substantial amounts of proprietary business or customer information, it may be time to upgrade them to critical status. Secondly, you need to ask how essential the vendor is to your daily operations. Can your institution still function without them? Or would they be easy to replace? And finally, do you need them for disaster recovery? If something catastrophic happens, like a fire, natural disaster, ransomware attack, or zombie apocalypse, would this vendor be crucial for getting your organization back on its feet? Regulatory guidance says an activity that is critical for one banking organization may not be critical for another. What this tells us is that it is important to develop a system for categorizing vendors that is relative to your organization. What matters most is that you've taken the time to determine who your most important vendors are and why. So, coming back to the question from the start, how many critical vendors is too many? Well, once you've identified your critical vendors, we recommend ensuring that they make up roughly 10% of your total vendor portfolio. Why 10%? Well, we believe maintaining this ratio helps guarantee that you can provide sufficient attention to the vendors that are most important to you. On one hand, managing critical vendors requires a lot of time, energy, resources, and documents. And when you classify too many significant vendors as critical, you might be spreading yourself too thin. On the other hand, when you do not identify enough critical vendors, you are likely overlooking many that are actually playing critical roles in your operations. In both cases, the failure to properly prioritize your vendors could leave you unprepared if a crisis emerges. So next time you sit down to consider your vendor portfolio, think about your critical vendors and if you've got a good balance. You may learn a lot about what is most important to your organization's success during the process. Thank you for watching. And if you've been wondering how Tandem can help with your BCP or vendor management, visit our website. We'll see you next time.